In this video, I'm going to teach you how to do the yarn over short rows. And here I've done one. It produces a gap like all short row methods, at least all that I'm familiar with. And there is a yarn over right here before the gap. Now I'll show you how to do the short rows and close those gaps. First I'll demonstrate in the continental style, and then I'll demonstrate it in the English style. So we're going to knit up to the marker that I've placed for my short rows, which is the purple marker. And this is specifically the way it's done in the Traveling Knitters yarn pouch pattern if you want to replace the wrap and turn short rows that are shown in the pattern with yarn over short rows, but it'll work in any pattern that calls for short rows. So I've worked up to the marker. I'm going to drop my marker and turn, and then yarn over backwards. So ordinarily you would yarn over this direction, but we're going to yarn over backwards. So just put your needle in front, have your yarn in front because we're going to purl next, and just dip your needle, underneath the yarn and pick it up so that you have a backwards yarn over on your needle. Hold it there with this finger so that you can do the next purl. Otherwise, if you don't hold it with that finger, it won't stay on your needle. So yarn over backwards, hold it with your finger, and then purl 3 stitches and replace your marker. Then work to the end. Now if you're doing this in a pattern that's not the Traveling Knitters yarn pouch, you might not have that marker to deal with. The pattern will tell you how to or when to do your short row turns. All right, now we're going to repeat that, and when I get to the short row turn, I will switch to English style and show you how to do it that way. Okay, at the marker, I'm going to drop the marker and turn, and then yarn over backwards. So normally you would yarn over this way, but we're going to do it backwards. So bring the needle in front and purl that stitch. And when you finish the purl stitch, whether you've done it continental or English style, you should have 2 loops on this needle. You've got the yarn over and the purl you just completed. And there's a gap right here. And then purl 2 more stitches and replace that marker. To switch back to continental because I'm much faster that way, and y'all don't need to watch me purl and knit. You're here to learn short rows. So on the next row we're going to close those gaps, and it's pretty easy to do for the yarn over short rows. We're going to work up to the yarn over, I'm just going to drop my short row marker off because we don't need it right now. So here you can see the gaps. There's one, there's another one, and there's my third one. The yarn over is the stitch before the gap. So I'm going to work up to that yarn over. And because we yarn over backwards, we're going to flip that yarn over. So I'm just going to insert my needle into the back of the stitch and flip it over, and then knit it together with the next stitch. So it's just a knit 2 together. One more time, work up to the yarn over, flip the yarn over by inserting your needle into the back of the stitch, and then put it back on the left needle, knit it together with the next stitch. knit up to the yarn over. I'm going to do this one English style. Insert the needle into the back of the stitch and back onto the left needle. Just flip it over and knit those two together. And then knit to the end of the row. And that completes the closing the gaps for the yarn over short rows. And when you look at it after the gaps are closed, you can barely see where those short rows are.